Hi there, I'm planting potatoes today and want to show you how I do it. I've got several varieties here. Our family doesn't eat a lot of potatoes, but I like to keep them going throughout the season. So I plant some early varieties, mid varieties, and late varieties of the white, yellow potatoes and then the red. So this year I'm planting some Yukon Golds, which are an early variety. I love them, they're delicious. And then I have Russets for a mid-season variety, and then I have Kennebecs for a late season, and those supposedly store well, so I like to keep them around at least until the holidays for mashed potatoes. I also do an early red potato and then a mid to late season red potato. You can tell when they're ready because the vines will start dying off, and the great thing is you can come out and kind of sneak potatoes out of there throughout the season too. When I plant my potatoes, I like to do them in a trench that's about maybe 6 inches deep. So in this case, I'm only doing a couple. I planted some earlier that I didn't think worked, so this is even a second batch for me. So I'm just going to kind of plant a few of each in these rows. Ideally, you'd like to do a row of maybe each variety. So I dig my trenches. You want that soil to be really fine and tilled well because potatoes need to grow, and if they're fighting trying to get through the soil, you may not get as good of potatoes as you want. So I've got my trenches. I'll show you how I plant them. So I plant them in there with the eye part sticking up. You want to get ones that have nice eyes, the little sprouts. Kind of get those, some of them sticking up. And I plant them and then I cover them over with, like maybe 6 inches of dirt, 4 to 6 inches of dirt, and get them in there. And then as they grow, you're going to keep mounding dirt on top of them until you get like a trench is how I do it. There's other ways, but that's how I do it. And then I'll use some straw as well to kind of mulch in there and add to it so they have plenty of room to grow. And these potatoes over here I planted around Good Friday, so they're probably 3 weeks old by now, and you can see they're starting to come up. So once they get just a little bit higher, I'm going to go ahead and cover them over with dirt again and maybe some straw and start trenching them up, and that gives them just plenty of room to grow potatoes along the length of that plant. And I will do that 2 more times until I get a pretty decent sized mound. And then I'll just let the plants go ahead and grow up. Things to watch for with your potatoes are potato beetle. When you start seeing those, get them off. I don't know. Here I just will pick them off for the most part. They're pretty easy to control that way unless they get out of hand. You can also use some dust or whatever you want to use, but those are some pests to watch out for them. So happy growing potatoes. Thanks for watching.